Today our topic is constructors, and myself I am Srinivasarao Tottempudi, working as assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, SRKR Engineering College, Bhimavaram. The objective of this lecture is to learn about constructors in Java. Before going to define the constructor, first we will see what is the need of using constructors in Java. That can be explained with the example. In this example we have two classes, one is student and another one is sample, and inside the class student we have declared two variables, roll number and name. These two variables are known as instance variables. What is instance variable? The variable which is defined inside the class and outside the method or outside the constructor or outside the block, then we can say that that variable is known as instance variable. So in this class also we have defined the variables within the class, so both roll number and name are known as instance variables. After that we have created a main method class with the name sample, and inside the main method we have created two objects s1 and s2. So whenever we are creating any object, then automatically JVM allocates some memory for both the objects. So here we have two objects s1 and s2. So the JVM allocates memory for both s1 and s2, and at the same time the JVM provides default values to the instance variables which are defined inside the class. So in our class we have two variables, roll number and name. So the JVM provides by default values for both roll number and name. So the default value of integer is 0, that is why the roll number is assigned with 0. The default value of name, that is string type, is null, that is JVM assigns null to the variable name. So for both the objects the JVM provides default values for the instance variables. So in order to provide our own values, in order to define our own values instead of default values provided by the JVM, then we go for one concept. That concept is known as constructor. So the main job of constructor is to define our own values instead of taking default values. That is why we go for the concept constructor. So what is constructor? A constructor is a special member method. It is called by the JVM implicitly for placing programmer defined values instead of placing default values. So the main job of constructor here is it is used for placing our own values instead of placing default values by the JVM. Why we can say that it is a special member method? Because the constructor takes the same name of the class name. That is why we can say that the constructor is a special member method, and it is called by the JVM automatically whenever we are creating the object. So the main job of constructor is it is used for initialization purpose. Coming to the rules of constructor, the first rule is constructor name must be similar to the name of the class. That means if you define a class with the name student, then constructor name is also having the same name student. Coming to the second rule, constructor should not return any value, even void also. That means in Java every method return a certain value. If that method won't return any value, we have to mention the keyword void before that method. But in case of constructor, it doesn't return any value, even void also. That means we cannot place the keyword void before the constructor. If you place the void keyword before the constructor, then the compiler returns an error. Coming to the third rule, constructor should not be static. If you make the constructor as static, then we can able to call that constructor by using the class name directly. But the constructors are called automatically whenever we are creating the object. That is why we cannot make the constructor as static. So constructor should not be static. Coming to the next rule, constructor should not be private. If you make any constructor as private, then we can use that constructor within that class only. We cannot use that constructor, or we cannot access that constructor outside the class. That is why the constructors always be public. They should not be private. Constructors will not be inherited at all. Coming to the last one, constructors are called automatically whenever we are creating the object. So whenever we are creating the object, automatically the JVM invokes the constructor, and we no need to explicitly call that constructor. Automatically it is invoked by the JVM whenever we are creating the object. Coming to the types of constructor, in Java there are three types of constructors. They are default constructor, parameterized constructor, and copy constructor. Coming to the default constructor, a default constructor is one which will not take any parameters. That means we have to define the constructor name with the same name of the class, but it doesn't take any parameters. Coming to the syntax, in order to define any constructor, first we have to define the class, that is with the keyword class space class name, and then we have to mention the same name of the class name with some method. Then we can say that that method is a constructor. Here the constructor doesn't take any parameters, that means it is empty. So we can say that it is a default constructor because it is taking the same name of the class name, but it doesn't have any parameters. So we can say that it is a default constructor. So what is default constructor? A default constructor is one, it doesn't take any parameters. Coming to the example of default constructor, here we have two classes. One is default demo and another one is the class test, and inside the class test we have created two variables. Those variables are known as instance variables because the variables which are defined inside the class but outside the constructor, then we can say that that variable is a instance variable. So both A and B are defined inside the class test and but outside the constructor default constructor test. So we can say that these two variables are known as instance variables. So coming to the constructor, here the constructor name is similar to the class name, that is test, but it doesn't have any parameters. So we can say that it is a default constructor, and inside the default constructor we initialized the variables, instance variables, that is A with 10 and B with 20. After that we have written two output statements to print both the value of A and B. Coming to the main method class, that is default demo, and inside the main method we have created one object, that is for our class test. The object name is T. So we already know that whenever we are creating the object for the class, automatically it invokes the constructor and it does the job defined inside the constructor. So the value of A is initialized with 10 and the value of B is initialized with 20. After that it prints both values of A and B. So finally we get the output value of A is equal to 10 and value of B equals to 20. Coming to the parameterized constructor, a parameterized constructor is one which takes some parameters. That means here also the constructor name is similar to the class name but having some parameters. So a constructor having some parameters is known as a parameterized constructor. Coming to the example program for parameterized constructor, in this example we have created two classes. One is user defined class test and another one is for main method class, that is param demo. And inside the class test we have two variables, instance variables A comma B, and we have defined a constructor with two parameters. Then we can say that it is known as a parameterized constructor because it takes the same name of the class name test and it is having some parameters. So we can say that it is a parameterized constructor. Here this constructor is having two parameters, then we can say that it is a two parameterized constructor. And inside the constructor we have declared the value of A with M and the value of B with N. After that we have written two output statements to print the value of both A and B. Coming to the main method class param demo, and inside the main method we have created the object we know that whenever we are creating the object, automatically it invokes the constructor. Here we are passing two parameters. These parameters are known as actual parameters. Parameters are 10 and 20. So this is the constructor call. So after creating the object, the parameterized constructor is invoked, because here we are passing two parameters. Then automatically the control goes to the parameterized constructor definition, and the values of 10 and 20 are copied into m and n respectively. That is, m takes the value of 10 and n takes the value of 20. Both the 10 and 20 are copied into, assigned into a and b respectively. So a takes the value of 10 and b takes the value of 20. After that, both a and b values are printed by using the output statement system.out.println. Here we used the character plus. It is used to concatenate both the string and the value. After that, after performing the job of that constructor, again the control goes back to the calling one. That is, it return back to the main method. And finally we get the output value of a equals to 10 and value of b equals to 20. Coming to the copy constructor, a copy constructor is one which is used to copy the values of one object into another. So in order to copy the objects of values of one object into another object, we need to go for the concept copy constructor. Here also the copy constructor name is the same name of the class name, but here the copy constructor takes the parameter as object name, whereas parameterized constructor takes the parameters as ordinary variables, whereas the copy constructor takes the parameters as object reference. That is the difference between a parameterized constructor and copy constructor. Copy constructor takes the parameters as object reference. Why? Because here our constructor job is to copy the values of one object into another object. That is why here the parameter also taking the object reference. Coming to the example of copy constructor, here we have two classes, test and copy demo, and inside the class test we have two variables, instance variables a and b. After that, we have defined a constructor having two ordinary parameters. Then we can say that it is known as a parameterized constructor, because it is taking the same name of the class name but having some parameters, having two parameters. So then we can say that it is a two parameterized constructor. So the job of this constructor is to initialize the instance variables with the formal parameters m and n. After that, we have written two output statements to print the value of a and b. And coming to the next constructor, that is copy constructor. Why we can say that it is copy constructor? Because it is taking the same name of the class name, but here it is taking the parameter as object reference. So here we have written test space t, where t is a object reference. So if any constructor taking parameter as object reference, then we can say that that constructor is known as copy constructor. So in our class we have two constructors. One is parameterized constructor and another one is copy constructor. And inside the copy constructor we have written a equals to t dot a and b equals to t dot b. That means we have initialized the instance variables a and b with t dot a and t dot b. After that, we have written two output statements to print both values of a and b. Coming to the main method class copy demo, and inside the main method we have created two objects. Whenever we are calling the first object, that is t1, with two ordinary parameters, then automatically it invokes the parameterized constructor. The control transferred from calling object to the calling constructor call to the called constructor call. That is, it transferred the control from main method to the parameterized constructor, and the values of 10 and 20 are copied into m and n respectively. That means m takes the value of 10 and n takes the value of 20. After that m value is copied into a and n value is copied into b. That is, a is assigned with 10 and b is assigned with 20. So after that it prints the values of both a and b. So t1 contains two instance variables a and b with the values 10 and 20. After that the control again return back to the calling constructor. After that we have created another object t2, and here we are passing the object as reference. So whenever we pass the object as reference, automatically it invokes the copy constructor. So the t1 object reference t1 is copied into t. So a equals to t1 dot a. What is t1 dot a? 10. What is t1 dot b? 20. So a and b assigned with 10 and 20. And after that we have written two output statements to print a and b. That is, it prints 10 and 20. The value of a is 10 and the value of b is 20. So finally we get the output, value of a equals to 10, 20, value of a equals to 10, b equals to 20, and value of a equals to 10, b equals to 20. Why? Because here we are copying the values of t1 into t2. That is the job of copy constructor. The copy constructor copies the values of one object into another. Here we copy the values of object t1 into t2. So that is why we are having the same values a and b with 10 and 20. Thank you.